Hey, what's going on, everyone? We are here with Upsetty Spaghetti Vulture for a special day. We're gonna do tier lists of all the spells in Dark Souls 2. Hey, what's going on, Mr. Black and Meatwad? Upsetty Spaghetti, are you there? You look like a ghost on my stream, dude. Are you there?
Yes.
Make sure... Oh, there he is. How you doing?
I'm all right. Oh, I must. Should I put on a spooky ghost voice for the little guy? Should I be like?
Yes, absolutely. Wait, here. I can even animate you around.
Terrifying.
Oh my God, you are so scary.
Is more terrifying than Dark Souls.
Whoa, this is scary. It's spooky October. October, guys. So we are
starting us off strong.
All right, so without further ado, I guess let's just jump into it. Let's go over to check out the spells. And I guess what do you want to start with? You want to start with magic?
Like the blue shit, the sorceries.
The blue. Look at all this blue. Look at all this fresh blue. And I got my little ghost here.
I mean, yeah, the sorceries are the ones I'm the most familiar with, and then probably like I'm pretty even on pyromancy and hexes, and then miracles I mostly just know about like the offensive ones, not so much like the buffs. But I was gonna say, before we start the ranking, I think it's very funny that like you and I have like somehow never come across each other at all until like a couple months ago.
I know.
Like I think it's weird how our communities never like, I mean, I know like a lot of the same people you know, like, but like, you know, like Birds and Klaus and Sherman and I Look Noob and all them, like I know all probably the same people, but somehow you and I have never met. We've never squared off an arena, and it's weird.
I know, it's
okay.
It's
Anyway,
funny.
that's all.
No, I wanted to harp on that too, because I was looking at the Twitch analytics, and it's like you share all the same viewers with Upsetty Spaghetti Vulture. So let's just shout you out so everybody knows, like some of my viewers never seen you. So it's Upsetty.
Thanks, bro.
Spaghetti. Crappy shot with the sub. Thank you so much. Also, hey, what's going on? Coffee and Bonfires and Nosy and Keiku. Thank you for coming through, guys. So good to see everyone. Can you remind me how to spell this thing? Blacken with the follow. Is it that?
You got it right in your Twitch thing. Yeah. I think I have underscores.
I just want people
There,
to
you
follow.
got it.
There he is. Binocular tech.
You got it.
So you guys can see that obviously Spaghetti's doing some amazing. Look at this technique. Wow.
Oh, where'd you get this one from?
This is beautiful.
So I was like, oh look guys, I can do Ring Knight sword cancel in Dark Souls 2. So I'm like, oh yeah, the possessed armor sword looks about as close to Ring Knight sword as you can get. And then I'm like, look dude, Bino cancel Lamau.
So as you guys can see,
all right,
I mean, we both kind of share a little bit of the same techie sort of play style, where we're not just hitting R2 and rolling and stuff. So I don't know, we do a little bit. Upsetty was like, you know, I don't know how to do a lot of the tech stuff that you do, but we still we're in the same world.
Like I'm more of a DS3 techer, but I do know like Bino cancel, I know quick rolling, I know what stance swap is, I know what QA is, like I know of a lot of stuff. I can do emote casting, and I know the Tobias tech and the bleed glitch, like I know a lot of that
right
stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. See, that's a lot of the tech that I don't even know, so we kind of cross over each other in a lot of different cool places. Just wanted to say hi to a couple more people in chat. Crappy, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you guys for the sound alerts, those are always fun. Zach of Mars, dude, tier list get me straight up horny. Oh geez, oh my God. Well, Zach, we're happy to have you here, bud. Yes, beautiful. They got a random cat going. That's cool. We can look at that later. Yeah, good to see you guys, Nosy. Vagabond says everyone knows Chameleon is S tier. So let's just get started. I think let's start with the first one on the list. We got Cast Light here. How useful is
Right.
Cast Light, Draco, aka Draco?
I'm gonna be. I don't know if I can say the F word. But I'm gonna be completely real. I have never used Cast Light. I keep forgetting it's in the game until I see what's his name, Ruindaphlis, in like the DLC. I keep forgetting Cast Light is even in the game until he uses it and then dies because his AI keeps making him use it in the face of an enemy and he'll explode. So I'm gonna put it as about as low as you can put it.
Okay, all right. We might get into F tier if that happens, but let's just leave the A, B, C, D because I'm lazy. Now there is one.
Yeah, that's fine.
I have found one useful thing with Cast Light, other than annoying every single person. If you put that on in the arena, that could be very annoying to the other person. They might want to block you and stuff, which puts it pretty low. But you can hide one homing crystal soul mass inside of that light. So
Oh yes, yeah, the Cast Light of Death, yeah. But the problem with that, Redwells, is that in order to only have one soul mass orb, you need like 20 intelligence, and so your single soul mass orb is gonna do like 90 damage.
oh my god, we're gonna have to make another run
So
for this guy.
if someone blocks you for taking 90 damage from a Cast Light crystal orb, that's just good.
Okay, we're gonna put Cast Light in F, unfortunately, because it is just meme tier. Absolutely, Zach. Take selfies with your homies. Yeah, it's not very good. All right, we got Chameleon. I like Chameleon. I think that's kind of cool if you don't want to run through all of your forgot what they're called in this game. We were just using them yesterday.
The silver
talisman. Yes, perfect. Thank you so much. Silver talisman.
I always go like, oh, it's a white branch.
Yeah, can mix all the games together. All right, let's go. I'm gonna go C. I don't know if what do you think about that?
Well, my opinion is that like if you can replace it with a consumable, then I don't know. Like it's
It's
not
a
like,
waste of a
oh,
slot.
why would you shoot Soul Arrow? But yeah, because it's like if you have 99 of them, that's already more than you would get with an attunement of it. So it's just like, you know.
We're gonna go, Zach. From Zach's asking, is this squarely from the perspective of PvP? I think it's kind of all in one for me. I'm gonna go with PvE
Yeah.
and PvP, especially because you can get invaded, which turns the game into PvP on a dime. So, all right, let's keep moving on. Somewhere at D, you could put we might even put it down there. I don't know, somewhere in the bottom. What is this now? Is this crystal magic weapon? Yes, crystal magic weapon. That's a solid A for me in terms of buffing. I mean, you get a ton of damage.
Yeah, you do get a lot of damage. You can stack it on top of a thing that's magic infused, which is, I think, unique to Dark Souls 2 compared to the other like Souls games.
Yes,
unless you bow cast it, but
yeah. That is actually something that I didn't even realize. You can put Sunlight Blade and Crystal Magic Weapon on a weapon that's already infused with magic or faith or whatever to get crazy damage in this game. So a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that. I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Meme spells in the
I'm
meme
happy
tier.
with A. We can.
Yeah, we can move on. All right, cool. All right, this is a good one. This seems to be the Crystal Soul Spear.
Yeah. I would put Crystal Soul Spear in S. It's got basically, I would say, the best other than Crystal Soul Mass. It has the best DPS to cast speed. Like for PvE, it's probably going to be like, this is what you kill bosses with. It is definitely what you kill players with, and you can trick people into thinking you're going to cast something else before casting Soul Spear, like
Right.
I showed you yesterday.
Yeah,
You can do the homing Soul Arrow mix up into a Soul Spear, so it's definitely S tier.
the mix-ups are insane. It comes out so fast. It's the speed of the projectile is very fast. You can hit someone from the other side of the arena with it. Oh man, it does something like 1100. Birds has a good point on Crystal Magic Weapon. Birds is here.
Yeah. I do know that like regular magic weapon lasts the longest.
Yes. So
So
PvE,
that
that's
would
to factor that
definitely-
in. Yeah.
Yeah.
And PvP, I guess.
So
yeah.
we could drag it down maybe a slot. Like as for damage, it's still great, but duration, and it only gets one cast.
You
I
read
forgot
the
about
one
that
cast.
too.
Yep. I was tumble
So
buffing
like,
that
for,
on the.
for like a duel,
Yeah.
for a quick duel or like a boss fight, sure. But yeah, like for just regular PvE or like a longer fight, or if you're just gonna get invaded by other players, like yeah, you'd want to go with the other two that have more casts.
True. Let's put it in B. Yeah, definitely B. I mean, if you're playing someone who has no idea, that thing's gonna hit hard. All right, we have another like kind of meme cool spell. This is like the feet ball control.
Yeah. Yeah, fall control.
Is there any
that
glitches
one,
in,
I
it
mean-
in this game? I don't think so.
For fall control, not that I know about. I mean, fall control, it's like if you don't have the cat ring and if you don't have any of the like fall damage protection armors, then yeah, if you're doing like DLC, particularly in the Shulva and the Iron Tower DLC, fall damage is a thing that you're almost forced to take. So it's like, yeah, if you're between bonfires, it's utility. So I don't really have a problem with it in PvE. It's a utility
Ooh.
spell.
I'm so glad Birds is here because she's putting a bunch of awesome facts in chat. Like, ball control is 100% fall damage negation, unlike Cat Ring. So, damn, that could be very good in certain situations. I'm gonna put C. I think it's kind of unique. I mean, it's near the bottom.
Yeah.
Obviously, it doesn't increase your damage or anything. All right, so let's keep moving. We got Focus Souls. Now, some of these we might have to pull up like a little video on because I'm like, I kind of forget what these are. Is that the
It's
one where
the
it's like
quad. It's the quad laser.
quad laser that creates a laser that
Yeah.
shoots? Kind of
Four.
forget.
The thing about the quad laser is that its damage is not great for how high its requirements are. The only utility I found for it is actually against players, not enemies, because its damage is not good enough for the 2 slots and like the 3 casts for PvE or boss fights. I mean, maybe if you like get all 4 lasers up in a big boss's face, the damage is probably okay, but a Crystal Soul Spear will just be better. Against a player, it's okay for if you're in a thin hallway and you want to prevent somebody from fishing you, but the poise damage is pretty low, so someone with full Havel can just poop walk through you, so it's
Right.
not a good spell.
Yeah, it's gonna get messed up by poise. Right. Okay.
So I would probably put it, if I'm being honest, I'd put it in D or low C.
Nosy says Focus Souls is cute and good. All right, let's put it in C. Obviously, it's better than Fall Control. It does
Yeah, and
damage
it's
at least.
it's better than the single laser. It's better than the single laser variant, so I guess that there's that.
Okay. All right, what do we
All
have
right,
here? We
next
have
one, I guess.
Great Heavy Soul Arrow. It's just like a
That's
slow laser.
that's
slow spell.
Great Heavy Soul Arrows, like the highest tier of the like low damage pew pews, right? It's the one that you only get 10 casts of, I think. Yeah, that one's, I mean, out of the 4 like pew pew variants, for PvP it would be the best one. For PvE, I would probably go with regular Great Soul Arrow, just because you get more casts of it and the damage difference is not too significantly lower.
Cool. Yeah,
So
that makes sense.
for me, I'd say C for Great Heavy Soul Arrow, and then B for just Great Soul Arrow. But I'm sure Birds or someone else can contest that.
Yeah, let's keep moving and we'll see how it all goes. So, but yeah, we have Great Soul
Yeah.
Arrow here. There's amazing naming conventions. That'll be B then.
I know. I'm gonna put that in B or maybe even A, actually,
Ooh.
because it's fast. It's
Fast.
Bird said great. Bird said great soul arrows are faster, heavy soul arrows are slower but do more damage, and speed is a really big deal. So I'm gonna
Yes.
say A for that one.
Cool. Okay. All right, let's go A, and we'll keep moving. We have another buff here. This is Great Magic Weapon. Now, is this the longest lasting buff in the game? That's what I thought, right?
No,
Oh no. Is that dark
regular
weapon?
magic weapon is the
Regular magic weapon. I'm sorry.
no,
Yeah, I
baby,
always mix it up.
baby magic. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So I don't know where you want to put that one.
Yeah, probably around
But,
crystal. Yeah, you got to make a decision there. In fact, let's go to that one next.
In terms of
the magic weapon.
Okay.
So we
The
have
magic weapon would do the least amount of damage, but it lasts the longest. And that's really good for PvE. And like Bird said, that's pretty good for duels too, because she said that length matters more than necessarily the damage, because then you don't have to worry about getting pressured when you reapply.
And isn't there a ring to
So-
extend the time of that? I thought
Yeah.
so. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think your intelligence also increases the duration. It doesn't do that with every spell, but I think it does do that with the buffs.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
yeah.
Birds is saying magic weapon is the best one, so yeah, we could put that in A then.
Yeah, let's put it in A. It's a good buff. It's really cool. Okay, we're going to some very unique ones here. We got heavy homing soul arrow.
I'd put that in A at least.
Is that
For PvP,
yeah.
not
So
for
is-
PvE.
So this one is better in PvP. Right, so we're gonna run
because
into
that one.
this.
It's really good for mix-ups. And it also, if you have bad net, it hits very frequently because it like desyncs, right? It's
Is
harder
that
to
the one
strafe.
that casts an orb that kind of stays there for a second and then slowly comes at you?
Yep, that's that one.
Okay, honestly, I
I
think
got
that
you
might
with
be,
that one yesterday,
dude. I think that might even be S for me. That thing is insane. Like you're so
Yeah,
safe by
okay.
casting it, and then you can do the mix up with the crystal soul. Yeah, Jesus.
Yeah, and also you can strafe. You can like 40, like you 90-degree angle cast it, and it'll still track around.
Ooh,
So it's good.
it's dirty. We got heavy soul arrow
Yeah,
here.
It's good. Well, like Bird said, that one does more damage than Soul Arrow, but it's slower. So I would probably put it with the other. Actually, why don't you put that in B and then drag the great heavy Soul Arrow up to B as well? Because honestly, most of the pew pews are pretty equal. I would just say Great Soul Arrow is better.
Okay.
I think that's a good way to rank it.
Cool. Okay. That's looking good.
All right.
All right. We actually have a cool one here. This is hidden weapon, which I don't think I've used. I should try this though. Is that just mimics what the ring does when you win the game without taking a bonfire? Yeah. It's exactly the same.
The problem with it though, Radwalls, is that it doesn't work on weapons that are unbuffable, whereas the ring works with everything. So like you can't put it on a shield, I don't think. You couldn't put it on Scythe of Want or Ike Hugs, but you can do that with the ring. So the ring is better.
The ring is better. The ring is better. Cool. All right. Let's put that down there then. Obviously, it's usable in some situations. Okay, we are at a crazy point here because we just ran into what I think is the best spell in the game, which is Homing Crystal Soul Mass.
Yeah,
What do you
that
think
goes
on
in
this?
maximum S.
Maximum S might
Like,
be
I
quadruple S.
Yeah, like I did some matches with Radwalls yesterday, and I think we can say Crystal Homing Soul Mass is easily the best spell in all of Dark Souls 2. The strongest one for virtually every circumstance.
Absolutely.
The only problem in PvE is that it gets 3 casts, I think, I don't know exactly the attunement numbers, but it doesn't get 4 casts until 43 attunement. So the cast amount is low, so it's not a great PvE spell, but it's the perfect spell for PvP in almost any build that can use it, and in any circumstance of the player.
I'm gonna agree with you. I think it's very, very, very good. And we have the regular homing soul mass here, which, according to the chart that Key made over in the Orange Arena, shout outs to the Orange Arena. I'm gonna type it here. There's a lot of great information in there that Key has put a lot of time into researching. Homing crystals or homing soul mass, the regular one, actually is better when you're at a lower level. Apparently, is what I've been seeing.
You would get all 5 orbs at 40 intelligence instead of 50, That's one thing. So you don't have to invest as heavily into to get your 5 orbs, and it still would do respectable damage. You still get more casts. I think it gets like 5 or 6 casts compared to Crystal's like 3 or 4. So it's absolutely usable. It's not as strong as Crystal, but it's still very strong.
Yeah. And for people who don't know, there's also a tech with these crystal soul masses, the orbs that go around you, where you actually, if you're in a PvP match, you don't look at your opponent. You just stay like looking, just if they're right here, you just look away at all times and they won't fire off, leaving your opponent in such a situation where they don't know when to roll. So the tech is crazy. The damage is crazy. Not unbeatable, and especially we have Yorg's Ring, which is funny to talk about because Yorg's Ring can nullify almost all of this stuff. All right, let's keep moving on. We got some more spells here. Let's look at this one.
Yeah.
We got Homing Soul Arrow. No, wait, I'm confused.
So that's the regular one. The Homing Soul Arrow is the same thing as Great Heavy Soul Arrow, or Great. Sorry, I'm screwing it up. You know the slow moving orb, the one we talked about earlier?
Yes.
That's the same thing. It's just less damaging and you get more casts of it. So it's good. I would just put it in a tier below. Like just A is fine. Because it's still really good.
A.
It's just less damage, less casts. That's just it. That's
awesome.
Simple.
Yeah, glad you're here, Zach, learning some new info. That's really cool.
Less damage, more casts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry, less damage.
No problem. We'll keep moving on. Hush. We have Hush. So does that make your footsteps slower? Hey, we go booming. Welcome in.
I forgot Hush was in this game because in Dark Souls 3, the fall control and Hush, they just make it one spell. And I know in Dark Souls 2, there are, I think, at least 1, maybe 2 sets of leggings with that effect passively on it. The Sanctum Knight leggings would be one of them. So that kind of invalidates that spell if you just wear those leggings. So I would put it in F. Like there isn't really stealth as much as I understand it for PvE. And if you're an invader, you're silent anyway. And if you're a host, then you can just put on the leggings that make you quiet. So, and there's also Slumbering Dragon Crest ring, I think, too. So yeah, that spell is
waste of a slot.
That one is like Chameleon and Cast Light are a meme. You could do something with them. Hush. Doo-doo.
I like these noises. All right. Welcome in We Go Boom Gaming. So good to see you, bud. Yeah, stream's going great. We're doing a tier list. Dark Souls 2 spells right now. We're checking out sorcery. And Vagabond saying Hush only works on foes because phantoms don't make a sound anyways, so it is truly useless in a lot of ways. Okay, we're coming up on some cool ones. Repair. Now, repair, actually, I could see some use for this. I don't know when you get it in PvE. If someone can remind me.
I think you get it at the if I remember, I think you get it at the Shrine of Winter, but that might be vanilla and not Scholar. If someone can confirm. But I remember you pick it up at the Shrine of Winter.
Yeah, because Birds is saying this is epic in PvE, and that's what I was gonna say too.
Oh no, like for one of those no bonfire like illusory ring things, you pretty much would want this. Like if you attune it in New Game and then you go to New Game Plus and you have it or whatever, right?
Yes.
Like repair is amazing for PvE because there are a lot of weapons that break insanely quickly, and there are some areas like Aleum Lois where the bonfire distances are cracked. Or like going to Drangleic Castle, like if you're using a katana, your shit will break unless you repair it at some point.
No, totally. I think that's
Shaded
a really
Woods?
cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Shaded Woods. Okay, that's not even bad. Okay.
You get it pretty early.
That's early. Yeah. So I'm gonna say this is. It's in B tier right now. Honestly, I'd probably rather use it than Crystal Magic and some of this stuff. We'll put it like middle of B. It's really cool. This is a funny one. This is actually Shockwave. Now Shockwave.
I love Shockwave.
I actually think Shockwave is up there, dude. Like Shockwave is hilarious because what Shockwave does is it knocks you down. It knocks your opponent down. Almost like they just got backstabbed. It does 0 damage, but it puts them in a state where they have to get up from the floor and figure out what's going on. Now it's kind of slow. It's like medium speed, but I don't know. What
It's
do you
kinda
think?
like the homing Soul Arrow.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's like the homing Soul Arrow.
What do you think on Shockwave?
What do I think about it? Well, I do know it is one of, I think, 2 spells in the game that do 0 damage but still do durability damage, which is funny. But definitely for if you're a mage, if you can knock some, and I think it will knock people on their ass regardless of poise. Birds can confirm or deny that. So if you want to get a Crystal Soul Mass wake up on like someone who's like a Havel, if they don't have a shield, in theory, you throw that at them and knock them on their ass, and then you get a free Soul Mass like wake up cast.
Yeah.
Against PvE, probably pretty bad because a lot of enemies are big and just don't get knocked over.
Let's put it in B, I guess, like middle of B.
It is pretty like Bird said, it's pretty easy to avoid. So I would actually dump it in C at best.
Yeah, let's go C then. Yeah, I feel
it's a
that
meme
easy to
tier that
avoid.
has some functionality.
Yeah, it's meme.
It's a meme tier, but it has a little bit of purpose.
Yeah, and Vagabond saying that he's actually been just staggered by it before and he didn't even get knocked down. So maybe it's not a guaranteed knockdown.
Maybe that might be a hyper poise thing. So yeah, if it's not even a guaranteed knockdown, we could even put it in D later if we decide to, because yeah, it's not even. Okay.
Absolutely. All right, we have some cool ones here. This is Soul Flash, right? Wait, yeah, Soul Flash.
Yeah, that one is like it's
I actually
kind of
like
like a
this spell.
miniature Wrath of the Gods.
Yeah, this is actually a cool
It's
spell.
great.
I think it's really good. I would probably put it A. It's fast. It is dangerous, especially on a high level character. If you're really high level, it's, you know, you can trade with it. It's pretty good. I'm gonna put it like top of A-ish. I don't know what you guys think about that.
I'm feeling more of a B,
B, okay.
actually.
Okay, let's go.
I
Let's
understand it has. I understand it can be good for like wake ups, maybe not quite an infinite unless they have like no poise, like Scraps of Life. I think it's comparable to Scraps of Life, but not as good. If you're trading with a spell, Soul Greatsword is a much better one to go with.
Ooh,
so
okay. All right, we're
I
almost
give it
there.
B at best.
Okay, let's go B.
Yeah.
All right, we got Soul Arrow, the regular one. I kind of like this one. It's a bit faster, and I don't know how
It's
you
good
feel
for
on it.
PvE.
Yeah, good
It's
for
great
PvE. Okay.
You get 30 casts of it at
30.
like base attunement, and then the more attunement you have, it like goes up to like 40 something. So it's just like your R1 basically. Like when you have enough attunement, you could use that instead of a weapon, and it's quick. It's got good range. It's got good utility. For PvP, you'd just use you'd probably use heavy Soul Arrow instead. But like, I don't see anything wrong with it being considered really good for PvE because it is really good for PvE.
Yeah, you can get little catches on people when they're rolling away or something, or they're ring swapping. Yeah, but you can tell how they sort of increased the coolness of the spells in like the later games, where this one is just kind of boring, you know. But it's not like Soul Dart or anything. It doesn't have that speed. All right, so what do you think? B?
Fair and Dart.
Yeah, Fair and Dart.
Either B for PvP usage, or maybe even possibly A.
Okay.
We got an ad right now. I don't know if people, but
Yeah, we're having an ad, so we can chill for a second. I guess it's
okay.
It says 10 seconds left on my end, but that's always off.
I got 16 from mine, so I'll tell you when because I'm watching the stream too. So
You got 16 ads in a
when it's
row?
over. No, it's 16 seconds. I'm getting a Five Nights at Freddy's ad.
Oh, God.
Five Nights at Funny.
Yo.
I'm gonna say either a low A or a high B because it is great for PvE.
Okay, let's go low A. I like to go generous. All right, so we got
okay, that's
Soul
fair.
Bolt here, which is, I believe this one where you hold your staff
It's
up
the
high,
single laser.
and it's a laser almost like Nashandra's laser. We're
It
thinking
is
that's worse.
bad.
Yeah, bad.
Okay,
So back
D
to C.
at best. It
D
is.
at best. Ooh.
I honestly F. I would put it in
Oof.
F.
I-
And I can
I-
tell you why. I can tell you exactly why.
Okay, go ahead.
If you want. Okay. For DPS, you have to have a perfect hit. And even then, like Heavy Soul Arrow is still better. You get like 5 casts of it. and it locks you in place, and it has a slow cast speed. I have only managed
locks
to
you in
land
place.
it on people in like a very thin hallway, and like it's kind of like it has the same look as White Dragon Breath from DS1 and DS3 without the crawling floor thing. Like it's the same type of spell, but it's just worse. Like damage is bad, cast speed is bad. You get like 5 casts or 6 casts. It's just really bad, and it's just sad.
Oh no. Okay, all right. We might have to put in an F, but I really want to try. I'm gonna try it on stream at some point. Maybe later on stream. All right, so we got some more. We got Soul Geyser, and this was like the
What
cool
geyser?
new spell when they added to Dark Souls 2 that everyone's like, oh my god. Wait, no. Okay, I might be thinking of something else. But wait, what is Soul Geyser? Can you remind me?
Soul Geyser is, I call it the Quad Glazer. It just shoots 4 soul spears.
And they're very slow, right?
It has, I think, other than Soul Vortex, it has the slowest cast time, I think, of any sorcery.
It locks you in place really
One
hard.
thing though, yeah, it locks you in place and it has a charge time, but it does, I think, the most DPS if you cast it point blank into something. Like, I think it does even more than Crystal Soul Spear. The only way I've landed it on players is with Blue Flame, because it has a low cast origin and with a lot of poise, and it'll do like 1700 damage.
Yeah, so I'm
So it
thinking
hits
for
really
PV
hard. It's probably good for
PvE.
bosses.
Yeah, for bosses, I was thinking maybe that could be really cool. Maybe C then? Best damage per cast, which is good. Yeah, nuking PvE bosses, but it sucks in PvP. So it's somewhere in the middle then.
Yeah, the you know the Pyromancer ghosts in Undead Crypt, they have it. That's the thing that they cast. The blue one with the 4 spears.
Right.
That's what that is.
Yep. Okay, let's keep moving on. We have Soul Greatsword, which is that's actually a very good spell. What are you thinking on this one?
At least A, I'd almost put it in low S because of its insane utility. You can trade with it. You can swing it through walls.
Through
it does
walls is big.
Incredible damage.
It's
Yeah,
maybe
like,
one of the
it
only
does-
things that hits through walls, right?
Whips and Dark Greatsword.
Okay, so like 3 things.
Hit through walls. Yeah, but it's extremely long. Like if you're coming from Dark Souls 3, you'll be surprised how long Soul Greatsword is. It's like twice the length, maybe even like 2 and a little bit times longer than its Dark Souls 3 variant. 900 damage on a trade easily. And correct me if I'm wrong, I was told that if you cast Soul Greatsword and Dark Greatsword with the, what's it called? The pontoon, you know, that spear catalyst, it gets counter damage. Like a counter, like a
even
spear
more
counter damage
damage.
modifier.
Wow.
So I would
gotta
put it
try
low
the
S, high
pontoon.
A.
I gotta try that pontoon. All right, so we're gonna put that in back of S then, for now at least. We have this Soul Rain here, the Soul Shower.
All right, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first about
I'm gonna go first on this. Honestly, I think the spell is insanely good, especially if the person has like 1 hit point left, and you can just like cast that and get a kill. But you can go now.
I definitely don't hold it in particularly high regard, mostly because people who I've fought using it, I don't think I've ever actually been hit by it.
Yeah. Quick
But
roll
it's
can kind of
terrible in
nullify it,
PvE.
right?
Yeah, it's really bad in PvE just for the damage. I mean, and you don't get too many casts of it. If you got like 10 casts of it, then sure, but you get like 4 or something. It just kind of does a little sprinkle. It's not super damaging, like what you said. Like getting people at 1 hit, sure, I'll give it that utility. That it can work for that. I can't see it doing too much else.
Okay, we'll put it.
If anyone in chat wants to add it, but
it's maybe not a popular spell. Let's just go back of B, somewhere along there.
or even C,
Even C, yeah. All right, let's put in C.
high C, but
I see, yeah.
yeah, okay.
All right, Soul Spear, regular one. I mean, you can't go wrong with the Soul Spear.
I'd say still S.
Yeah,
still
S.
S.
Just right there behind his counterpart. I think it's very good.
Yeah, like the thing with Soul Spear is that it doesn't need 2 slots like Crystal Soul Spear does, so you can just have 2 of them. So you can have 6 casts of Soul Spear instead of 3 casts of Crystal Soul Spear.
Save
Fair
it.
trade-off. Still really good. Still really good.
Yeah, those spells are insane. Okay, we got Soul Spear Barrage. That's the freaking Vegeta like orbs. Like it's a machine gun, right?
Pew pews.
It's super pew pew.
All right, so
I'm gonna say it's not that good. I don't know, like C or D.
it's not that good, but it does have some cool things you can do with it. Joby, I've seen, she uses binoculars with it, and it lets you free aim it mid cast. So like with Great Bow and Dark Greatsword, if you binoculars while you're casting it, you can shoot it like behind you, I think.
Whoa. Okay.
So it has some tech.
There's some tech in this one.
But-
let's put it in B then, I guess.
Yeah, like we'll think about it, either high C or low B, because saying it needs tech to be good is kind of iffy, but it has utility. You can actually do things with it.
It's one way to do it. Okay, this was the one I was thinking about earlier. Soul Vortex. Now this is the giant ball. It looks scary, but it really only can hit you with these little rings that go around it. I don't know if it's that
It can
good.
stun lock you a little bit.
A little
terrible.
bit. It's pretty bad. Yeah,
I would put it in D, honestly. Like, the thing about it is it can stagger you into itself, but even if you stand there and tank it, and like Vagabond says, it will stagger you a lot with Stone Ring. It takes forever to cast. It's very easy to just like walk away from it. Like, it's bad. It's probably the worst projectile sorcery that isn't like Shockwave, and that one's a shitpost. Shockwave at least is faster to cast.
Shockwave is funny. All right, this is actually one of my favorite spells in the game is Strong Magic Shield. And I'm gonna tell people why. Strong Magic Shield has a very weird thing. When you tumble buff this onto a weapon, it makes the weirdest sound it makes the scariest noise I've ever heard. I believe only when you tumble buff it. Unless I'm mistaken, unless that's the sound it makes on shields as well. I'd have to confirm this information. But it's an okay spell. I mean, you can tumble buff it. Like I was tumble buffing this onto the Moonlight Greatsword, so my Moonlight Greatsword would block like 100% of everything. It was pretty cool. But at the end, if you have to use tech, like we just said, have to use tech to make something good, is it good? Debatable. I don't know, maybe D or F.
It's still a shield buff. Like, shields are already pretty strong in Dark Souls 2. Like, Dark Souls 3, they definitely reduce the effectiveness of shields a lot. DS2 has a little of that DS1 shield strength. So just increasing the strength of your shield that you're probably going to be fucking up most PvE with, I would probably put it at least in C, purely for PvE. In PvP, like, yeah, you put it on, like, any really good buffable shield and it's going to be obnoxious, but again, scythes, the Shodel, Dark Drift, Wraithing, there's a lot of things you can still do to counter it. So
just backstab people.
CB, something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, we got it was this Unleash Magic. I'm actually very unfamiliar with what this even does. What does
this
it do?
It reduces your max HP by I think 20%, and it buffs sorcery by I think 20%, and it buffs pyromancy and miracles by 10%. I think someone can get me. Birds probably will know the exact numbers, but I think it buffs all spell casting, not just sorcery. Like kind of like how numbness is like a body buff spell that like has a negative effect. It's kind of like that. It's probably okay to cast once you've taken damage, like life ring swap. Is it insanely good? I'm not sure, because it does have a cast time. So if you get like soul mass up after like life ring swapping, maybe you can use it in arena. On PvE, you have Estus and life gems, so I'd say it's probably usable. I think it needs 3 attunement slots though, so that is a big sacrifice. So
it's
I
like
would
an
probably
838.
put it in C.
Yeah, it's like an 838 spell.
Yeah.
If you're max level,
Yeah, I
put
would
that one
probably
on.
put it in C.
And then we have our amazing urn here, which is that even in this game? Wait.
Yeah, Yearn's in the game.
And
I think Yearn is in all the games. I think it's in 3 as well. It's just no one uses it.
It's weird
It
in
sucks.
this one. It's good for one shot YouTube montages. That's about it. All right. Yearn, another
Yearn,
kind of meme spell.
I'd put it in F. I've never ever found a reason to use it. Even Alluring Skulls, I don't even use them when I do PvE.
Oh,
so Yearn, a spell that needs a slot.
So wait, actually, this spell is insane in PvE. Yeah, that's what Birds just said too. I've seen players like Silo. So this is, yeah, they use that on their runs, like their no-hit runs and stuff. It just makes the PvE freak out. It makes the PvE go run at a wall, and you just can run by easily. So in certain areas, Urine is going to be very, very, very good. Apparently, it's crazy. I've seen them play with it too. Yeah, it's really good. So let's put it in. Let's put it somewhere midway.
Okay. Sure, I'll capitulate. That's fine.
All right, we've capitulated. All right, should we just move on to the next? All right, so here's our tier list, guys. This is for sorceries. Now you know what to put in your slots. Look, it's so easy now. Okay, we got Homing Crystal Soul Mass in S tier, Crystal Soul Spear, Homing's, what is it again? Homing, the one that's homes.
Heavy homing soul arrow.
Heavy homing soul arrow, soul mass, regular soul mass, and soul greatsword. So those are the best spells, to be honest.
Like when I do like in quotation marks competitive, I only use crystal soul mass, crystal spear, and heavy homing soul arrow. That's all I have.
Damn. No, and it's very good. It's really hard to dodge all that stuff. So, all right, cool. Do you want to go move on to pyromancies or miracles?
Yeah, unless Birds or someone else has any last minute like suggestions. Like I know that like all the pew pews technically are good on their own. I'm like with the SAB for all the pew pews, I'm just considering the small differences between them, because like you could say, oh, every soul arrow variant is S on by nature of what it is, but so I'm considering more the like micro differences between them to make it more apparent which one's better. I don't know if anyone has a problem with that.
Great soul arrow homing, let's go. What up, Whoop? He came in, he patched in all the way from the land of Dark Souls 2 from Drang Lake. So what are we thinking? Great soul arrow, homing? I don't know about that. The homing ones are insane.
The homing ones are obnoxious in PvP. In PvE, they're not super useful. Like if you want, you could maybe slap Great Soul Arrow also into S, because it's just good, and then that way at least they're kind of equal.
Yeah, it's right here.
I don't know if that's.
Yeah. Okay, we could put that there, because you got to account for PvP and PvE. Absolutely.
Yeah, like those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, like those 7 spells that are in S, like honestly, on a mage, that's really all you need. Everything else is for fun or for utility.
Awesome.
Yeah, I know Solar heavy. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, no,
that's good. We can move on.
Awesome. All right, I think I'm feeling fiery, so let's move on to look at all this fire up in here.
I love fire.
Okay.
I am not an arsonist. I just love fire.